Salutashana too. Oseo Hayahaya to the tribe. Welcome, visitor. This is TAIFA World Ministry of Information and Education. I've got an important message for the women out there. Well, brothers too. When I first was thinking about it, it was relating to women and things in courtship. But as more I thought about it, I said, well, we can apply to both genders, male and female. And I'll bring that up a little later. Hang on. Right now, I want to talk about this scream. Why it's black? Because I know someone's going to come in and ask me. So I'm not going to respond then because I've already said it. We are not black people in all that black represents. No rights in law, no standing in law. The term is civil mortis. We're not black according to the medical field. Black is a synonym for death. Yeah, we're not black in any way you can think of because that's not our color. No one on earth looked like this. They may be dark complexion, but they're not black. Maybe dark brown, but never black. So get away from that idea that started about the 70s that black is beautiful. That was a COINTELPRO program to get you to love being a slave. That's just another name for slave. But while I'm talking about COINTEL, and hang on, I'm going to talk about this gender thing in a minute. But while I'm talking about COINTEL, let me talk about J. Edgar Hoover. Now you remember throughout my audios and videos, I talk about the white people are not the real enemy. There's always a black hand behind the scene. It's the black nobility, or it's the they would say, I would say the black Masons, because they have a lot to do with black community. Before that, it was the Jewish community who was a great influence in the so-called black community. And what comes to mind is J. Edgar Hoover, who was not black, he was not white. I think the term that I heard used was uh, uh, neutral, and what is it? Anyway, he's half and half mulatto, which is not to cast aspersions on him. That's just who he was. However, he being in the secret society, he took an oath. Remember that oath that we talked about with George Washington? That if you refuse to teach the children, you refuse to. Hold on, Alice. I get to you later. I'm trying to make a point. If you refuse to teach the children for 200 years, take the feathers off their heads and the sounds off their feet, and these so-called black people will embrace the term being black, Negroes, and colored because they will have lost all the knowledge of who they are. So where J. Edgar Hoover was a part of that, he took a blood oath. That's why he was real. He was for over 40, 50 years, he was the head of this organization called the FBI, which he was making sure he kept his oath to make sure there was no leadership in the so-called black community. That's why all these people was targeted and assassinated or in prison because they was trying to teach us our lost past, our history of who we are. So his job was to make sure that don't happen, or he would have to pay with his life. So we talking about people who've taken blood oath to keep a people oppressed. Though he was half black, half white, J. Edgar Hoover suppressed his own side. And for many years, I don't think anybody ever found out that he was really passing for white. Now let's get to this gender thing before I go to the chat. Hold on, chat, I'm coming. You know, when you're courting, when you're doing a courtship, because I've experienced this myself, you 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 want someone of the same mindset. Okay, what do you mean? Well, you remember people like Jay-Z and Beyonce. It should be no surprise they got married because they're both high value people. He wouldn't marry below his station, she wouldn't marry below hers. Everybody want to move up, or at least someone who's comparable, and you want to have your own money. So I'm talking to the guys now. If you're talking to a woman, you know, you getting to know her, courtship, whatever, and she tells you to call her anytime, she don't have anything to do, man, that's my definition of a deadbeat. Because if she's not being productive on the job, something, preferably entrepreneurship. But if she's not working, so that and not doing anything for herself, only person in that category can say, "Call me anytime. I ain't got nothing going on. Just call me anytime." Now, most men who high producing men, they don't want nothing to do with a woman like that. I mean, you ain't got nothing going on, man. How can you be of value to me? I got a lot going on. How can you assist me if you're not doing anything for yourself? We don't have like minds. We would not be able to grow together because you about nothing, I'm about something, and it goes the same way for the women. If you're working and being productive and creating your best life, you're not looking for a man who's not doing nothing. And one indicator that they're not doing nothing, they say, okay, he don't have no set time to do things. He don't have no schedule. I don't be around people who don't have schedules, who don't set parameters for themselves, who don't work and get things done. That don't mean they have to be employees. But if they're not productive, I can't associate with you. I don't at any level because we have nothing in common. Being a high productive person all my life. If I'm not writing, uh, painting, music, all these things that I enjoy doing that also streams of income. And you telling me to call you anytime, I'm really not going to call you at all because that's the worst thing you could have told me because you told me that you don't have anything going on in your life. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the chat here. Anybody there? Come on down. Come on down. Alice. Alice in Wonderland. Okay, I guess not. Anyway, that's the main message I had. Be sure you vet the people who you are involved with to make sure they got something going on. They're in the same mindset of you. Because what can y'all possibly have to talk about or chat about if the person is not doing anything? You can just check it. You can just chat about yourself, what you doing, and if you're not doing anything, I'm sorry, we just have nothing in common. I don't understand people who just going through life without trying to make an impact doing things. Now I'm not saying don't work. Yeah, you if you're not doing something for yourself as an entrepreneur, you have to have a job. But that's not something you're trying to retire from. You're trying to get away from there and make some real money. People working never they retire and they're struggling. 40 years of your life because it's not designed. Working is not designed to make you rich unless you own the company or you're a contractor or something like that. But just an everyday employee, you're gonna always be struggling. So that's it. Thank you, chat, for coming in. I like to keep my audio short and listen to the whole audio to understand the points I've spoken about, and listen to it more than once. The wonderful thing about my audio is that you can listen to them when you're driving. I wouldn't really recommend it because you need to be focused on your driving. However, you're not distracted by having to look at anything. I listened to tapes all the time when I was working. I wasn't distracted. So it's just part of keeping your mind active. And I hope my audios give you that spiritual boost that we all need from time to time to stay on the right path. Hiya, hiya. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Oseo. Hotep.